All right, let's jump right in. You know that feeling when you're just lost in a maze of your own thoughts? Yep, that's overthinking. It's this mental habit that can just absolutely drain your energy and steal your peace. So today, we're going to dig into the psychology behind it.
I mean, does this sound familiar to you? Lying awake at night, just replaying a conversation or some tiny mistake over and over and over again in your head. You're analyzing what you said, what you wish you'd said, what could happen next. That right there, that's the endless what-if loop. And you know what? In this explainer, we're not just going to understand it, we're going to figure out how to break free from it for good.
Okay, so first up, the overthinking loop. Let's really get into what this thing actually is.
So what is overthinking anyway? Look, it's not the same as, deep, productive thinking. Not at all. It's when your brain, it just crosses a line. It's when you're analyzing something over and over to the point where it's not creating a solution, it's just creating more stress. It feels like you're solving the problem, right? But what's really happening is you're just spinning your wheels, feeding that anxiety.
And this is the real trick of overthinking, the big illusion. On one hand, it feels like our intelligence is at work, right? Like we're being productive, solving problems. But what psychology tells us, what it really is a sign of fear. It's not some kind of superpower. It's a fear-based loop, a defense mechanism that's gone haywire and is now just destroying our peace of mind.
Okay, so if fear is the engine here, what's actually driving that fear? Let's get into it.
Well, psychology points to a few main culprits. First, there's the fear of making mistakes. This sends us on this impossible quest for the perfect outcome that, let's be real, doesn't exist. Then there's the fear of being judged by other people. That's what traps us in imagining all these worst-case social scenarios. Of course, there's the fear of losing control. And this last one is huge, a lack of immediate action. When we hesitate, our brain just keeps spinning, trying to think its way to an answer that, honestly, thinking alone can never find.
And this really gets to the core of why we do this. Here's the wild thought. Your brain is designed to protect you, not necessarily to make you happy. Its number one job is survival. It's literally hardwired to scan for threats and potential problems. Now, that instinct to imagine the worst-case scenario, super useful when our ancestors were, avoiding saber-toothed tigers. But today, in our world, that exact same mechanism is what fuels the overthinking cycle.
All right, so we've looked at the problem, we've dug into the roots, now for the part we've all been waiting for, the solution. And it all comes down to this really powerful idea called the action clarity principle.
And here it is, the big idea. Clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. Just let that one sit with you for a second. We think we have to figure it all out in our heads before we do anything. But the real answer, the clarity we're so desperately looking for, it's almost always waiting for us on the other side of taking one small step.
Okay, so that principle sounds great, right? But how do we actually use it? Let's break it down into 3 simple, actionable steps to finally break free. All right, here's your game plan. Step 1 is just become aware. You can't change what you don't see. So the second you feel yourself starting to spin, just stop. Pause and ask yourself one simple question. Is this helping me or is this hurting me? That's it. Step 2, take action. And listen, this doesn't have to be some huge life-altering move. A tiny step, sending that one email, making that quick call, it gives your brain new information to work with. It breaks the paralysis. And finally, step 3, accept uncertainty. This one's about letting go of the controls. Just acknowledging that you can't control everything, man, there is so much peace in that.
So what's the whole point of this? It's about reclaiming your present moment. When you start putting these 3 things together, awareness, action, acceptance, you're not just stopping a bad habit. You are literally taking your life back from the grip of all those what-ifs.
And let's be clear, the stakes here are really high. Overthinking isn't just some harmless quirk. It has a real cost. It steals your time, it absolutely drains your energy, and it robs you of your peace. It keeps you stuck, either worrying about the future or replaying the past, and it stops you from actually living your life right here, right now.
So I'm going to leave you with a question, a challenge, really. What's one small action, just one, that you can take today to break the loop? Because remember, you're not going to find clarity by thinking more. It's waiting for you in that next simple step.